Red Bull indeed. Well done though as well to Mercedes and to Lewis Hamilton, who put up a real valiant fight at the end there. Just the straight line speed in the end that cost you.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to be realistic. We are much closer now. The upgrade worked, and we were racing for a win.
And crucially, I suppose after the pit stops, you did keep Charles Leclerc and the Ferrari behind. Was that one of the major positives to take from today?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also in the second run on the hard, we were probably the quickest car with maybe Max. But once they bolted on the medium, that we didn't have anyone anymore, then obviously they wheeled us in.
So are these upgrades that you came with applicable to next year? Are you going to be able to carry all this momentum over, or is it still going to be something where you feel like you have to start over?
I think we understand more now what it is where we got it wrong with the car. We can almost trace it back to a single decision last October.
Which was?
Well, we thought we can run the car on the deck, but you can't. So it's small little hamster steps that as long as the trajectory is going up, even with little backlashes, I think we're in a good path.
I guess mixed emotions, so close to a win. You guys did everything right, but you must be so proud of the team of doing everything right this weekend. You know, the strategy, it all came to just the pace isn't quite there.
Exactly. The pace maybe was today 2 tenths off, but that is exactly what was missing at the end. But credit to Red Bull. I mean, they've done a mega job all year. Max was really strong, so them winning the Constructor Championship today is what they deserve.
Let's go back to what you're saying about that one thing about not being able to run the car so close to the ground, and in unravelling that, I suppose it's a hot topic at the moment, but it's quite costly to unravel something like that, and it must nudge you up against the cost cap. But how much do you think you'll be able to close that gap between now and the start of next year? Do you truly believe you're going to have a car that could be on par with the Red Bull from the start?
Well, we have a certain advantage in terms of wind tunnel time. We had a disadvantage over 1.5 years because we were ahead in the Constructor Championship from January until the end of the year. Then we won it, so we had another 6 months ahead, and now we have 14% more wind tunnel time compared to Red Bull. And that should wheel them in a bit.
Can you quantify that? Is that quantifiable in your world in speed? Yeah, in lap time?
We can only quantify it in terms of our own development slope, and that could be a tenth or two, maybe if we get the job done well.
I have a quick question about George and Lewis. How do they get along as teammates? Because there's always so much back and forth about, George being ahead of Lewis so much this year. Is there real competitiveness? Or are they friends? Do they work well together?
I think, you two know that it's really difficult to be friends in the paddock, especially if you're teammates. But what I see is really a respectful and constructive relationship. I've never seen before two drivers that in a meeting they're saying, what did you feel in that corner? Have you got the same problem? There's a real active exchange rather than keeping your card close to the chest, and I think and that is good for us.
So Toto, looking forward, we've only got a couple of races left. What is the plan? I'm guessing no more updates before the end of the year. It's just go out there and get the maximum out of the car. Yeah,
I get the maximum out of the car. I think Mexico can be a track that could be good. Would be nice to have a win, but if not, if we can just race closer like we did now, that's already a good step forward.
Just a final one from us. What did seem like the right time to ask Christian with regards to the cost cap, but obviously dominated everything at the start of the weekend. We're going to get a judgment on that, we understand, midweek. What are you hoping that the outcome will be from that?
I think, we are fighting on track and off track, and it's not always making friends. But with Mateschitz dying yesterday, he was such a big persona that I feel that the cost cap discussion should be parked for the time being, and then next week we're going to see what the FIA comes up with.
Really appreciate it. Thanks, Toto. We'll wait for that and discuss, obviously, in a lot more detail in Mexico. Let's hear from Lewis Hamilton.
You tried, up until lap 51, leading the race here. What was that feeling like, and how much did you know of how much he was closing in on you at that point?
Well, first I would like to start just to say a big thank you to my team. Everyone back at the factory is working so hard, and it's been such a trying year for everyone. we came here with upgrades. They worked so hard to bring those upgrades in, and it really had an effect. We were closer today, so really proud of everybody. Sorry I couldn't get the win. I gave it absolutely everything. Obviously we were in that lead, and I could see he was closing a second a lap, and I couldn't really answer to it for a while. Then he came from so far back on the straight. I think they're a lot, like 10k faster than us normally on the straight anyways. So and at the end of the straight, my mirrors are vibrating so much I couldn't see where he was, so it's difficult to defend.
It probably would have been unimaginable, though, at some points this season that you could have been leading a race.
Can't hear you.
It probably would have been unimaginable at some points this season that you could be leading a race and actually battling for second in the constructors. So how much would it mean to the team if you could get that?
I mean, I don't know. I can't put in words how much it would mean to the team, especially with everything that's going on, everything that's happened in the last race last year, then what's happened this year in terms of our performance, and then what's happened with all the news and everything. So I mean, to get a win would be a huge triumph for us all, and hugely rewarding. But I think today, what I'll take for today is that we had good pace. I'm still here, and I know that when they build the car, I will take it to the top. So we just got to keep working.
Great stuff.
Thanks.